Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Cincinnati Reds.
A new day and a new series. The Reds welcome the Royals into the Queen City, the ignition of a three-gamer at Great American Ballpark. But the bigger question for the Reds, the status of their shortstop. Fifth inning yesterday, drilled gapper by Elly De La Cruz, came up a little lame rounding first, was immediately removed. We have early word from Elly himself, who hit the IL earlier today.
I want to play every day, but we got to be smart. We got to take the time and let it heal 100% to be back on the field.
He'll be a couple days just getting treatment, and then dependent on how he feels, they'll start letting him do some things. And then the best timeline I can give you is in a couple weeks he'll be re-scanned. That could change depending on how he's doing, but it's probably going to be close to that.
And a pleasant good evening. Welcome back to Reds Baseball. Alongside our captain, the Hall of Famer, Cincinnati's own Barry Larkin, I'm John Sadak. Jim Day on the way in just a bit. And for Elly, it's not terrible, but it's not good. He is on the IL, and it sounds like the Reds will be without their best player for at least a couple of weeks.
Well, we know how important he is to this team. He knows how important he is to the team. He has to be patient, and I think that's the toughest thing for any young player, to be patient and allow the body to heal. He talked about wanting to play. He talked about wanting to be 100%. You're never 100% after opening day. You're never 100%, as close as he can be to go out there and be effective without harming himself. If that's 2 weeks, if that's 3 weeks, if it's a month, let it take its time, because he is so important and vital to this organization.
And it comes a couple of months into the best year of his career, both offensively and defensively. But the Reds do have an organizational strength. Today will mark the major league debut of the 22-year-old big-time prospect, Edwin Arroyo.
I just went to see Edwin Arroyo down in AAA, and the last words that he had was, "Hey, don't come back here and see me. I'm going to come see you." Well, he has come to Cincinnati to see us. He was swinging the bat well. He's playing really good both at third, short, and second base. This kid is a player. Every time he had an opportunity in spring training to go to big league camp, he was impressive. I don't really believe he is going to be affected at all by the bright lights here in Cincinnati.
We asked Elly De La Cruz what his thoughts were on Arroyo. He made the comp to himself and called Edwin electric.
He is that.
Now, meanwhile, the Reds are now down their best player, right? Elly De La Cruz. Tonight, they'll be down their best starting pitcher, not the IL, but illness has come for Chase Burns.
Yeah, so Lion Richardson's going to have to go up there. Brandon LeBrand came up, son of Charlie LeBrand, and I think that's going to be fun to see him out there pitching as his dad did at the big league level. I know that we talked about Lion Richardson in the past, that he kind of lost the feel for his fastball. I feel like this year he's kind of gotten that confidence in the fastball back. Hopefully he'll go out and pitch well tonight.
We'll go to break. When we're back, Jim Day on the way. It had been May. Some of the big moments from last month. We'll see how Jim does a Justin Timberlake.
All right, we have reached the month of June. That means we look back on what was in May, our plays of the month. We'll start with Captain Comeback. Is there a better story than TJ Antone? After 3 Tommy John surgeries, he makes his return at Wrigley Field, the heart of their order, and he got through it, and he's still in the bigs now. What a story and an inspiration to many. May 7th, a Dane good catch. Dane Myers has proven he is not scared of walls. That's a brick wall back there into the ivy, making the catch, robbing Michael Busch. Where's my help? Steer. Teammates, help a brother out. Selling out. Down the steps he goes. Record the out. Steer is as good as it gets in the field and as versatile as it gets too, proving that he can deal with steps as well. J.J. Baudet, what a month. A month of Blambay. 2 home runs on May 14th. It wasn't just this day. It was all month long. He's a legitimate candidate for player of the month. What a find for the Reds. Ellie, 27th of the month. Lay it out. Stretch it out, big fella. Maybe only one shortstop in the game makes that catch. And he wears number 44. Get her done. 29th, Blake Dunn. Climb it. Robin the home run. And in fact, he made 2 great defensive plays in the very first inning of that game. What's in store for June? We'll find out. It's the first of 3 with the Royals and the Major League debut of Edwin Arroyo. It's next.
Stock.
Welcome to the big leagues, wearing number 2, the 22-year-old Edwin Arroyo. He tore up AAA during the course of this campaign. He is a versatile defender, a native shortstop. Of late, had seen a little more time at second, had added some third base, even got some tutelage from you in recent weeks.
Yeah, we had opportunity to spend a lot of time down in Louisville. He was playing really well, both offensively and defensively. Vince Harrison, the infield coach down there, did a really nice job with him. Very aggressive, doing some good stuff.
He's part of the defense backing up tonight's opener. Second outing this year for Lyon Richardson. His 5th career start, his first since 2023.
And I know Terry Francona talked about this a little bit. Lyon Richardson and the use of that 4-seam fastball. It sits about 95, 96 miles an hour. He also has a plus changeup. You see it right there. And the thing about Lyon is you got to make sure you establish that fastball. And he has to have the confidence that he can pitch with that pitch at this league.
Behind 2-0 on Carter Jensen. Now make it 3-0. Jensen leading off for the 4th time this year, a 3rd straight game. He has struggled in his last 29 affairs, a .183. Gets the zone for a strike. Royals have lost 6 in a row, 16 of 19. In their 6-game slide, their 3rd of that ilk or longer on the year. They've been outscored 48-14. And there's a walk to begin the game, an ominous start against a wanting offense. Full 9 for the Royals, who before their 19-game spiral stood a game and a half out in the American League Central. They're now 11 out at 4th place. Their best bat stands in now, and it's not close. Bobby Witt Jr. is one of the great young stars in the sport.
Yeah, he's an exceptional talent. Had a chance to play with his dad in the Olympics. He's a pitcher. Bobby Witt Jr. can do just about everything. He's a 30-30 shortstop. He's a 2-time All-Star, Gold Glove winner, Silver Slugger, Lou Gehrig Award winner as well.
1-0. That's a lot of misses for Richardson out of the game. He had 1 start, spot duty at AAA, came back end of a doubleheader in Columbus on May the 23rd. Was tagged with 7 runs in an inning and a third. Meanwhile, Witt saw his 9 homers, 7 came in May. He also has had a knack for getting some round numbers against the Reds. When the Royals were last here in 2024, he notched the 500th hit of his career. He enters this series at 399 career RBIs. Now, the Reds took 2 of 3 at Kauffman Stadium last year. The Royals' last trip to Cincinnati, though, they swept the Reds and they clocked them, outscored them 28-3. Reds hit 1 homer in the series. It was a solo shot by Jeimer Candelario. It went 0 for 17 with men in scoring position on the series. Yeah, Jeimer Candelario. 3-1 way in, and Witt is on. A couple of gifted runners out the gate. So Witt hit by pitch. And now 2 are on for Vinny Pasquantino. Now when you want to diagnose part of the how and why the Royals have plummeted from back-to-back winning campaigns, a playoff run 2 years ago, to a season worst 15 games under 500 here and now, there are many regular Royals who are suffering through really rough starts. Pasquantino last year thundered 32 homers, hit .264, OPS almost 800. This year hitting .208, his OPS in the low 600s. While the contact has come up some after a dire beginning several weeks into the campaign, the power has been barren. And the Royals have struggled significantly with men in scoring position, including their 3-hole hitter. And yet Richardson's having a hard time connecting on strikes.
The pitch was called the ball. The catcher's challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Can Tyler Stevenson help him win a strike here? No.
The call is confirmed. Cincinnati has 1 challenge remaining.
This game was set to be started by Chase Burns. He suffered illness. Richardson serving as an opener. Brandon Leibrandt brought back up from AAA. Expected to be another bulk innings man. Pickoff, dangerous tag, almost there. And McLean getting the nod at short. McLean getting his 3rd start at shortstop this year. The other times, Ellie De La Cruz had served as the DH. Today, he's on the IL. 2-1. You mentioned the changeup, Lark. When Richardson's going, that is his best pitch.
Yeah, but it only works because of the establishment of that fastball. And I feel like a lot of his struggles last year, he just went to the off speed a little too often.
2-2. Off the end of the bat, a cue shot pop. Ball will find you, major league debut. The first out for the Reds, recorded by Edwin Arroyo. Full defense. How about Blake Dunn, who only has played a little over 130 innings? He is second on the team with 4 defensive runs saved. Made 2 dynamite plays in right field against the Braves. Jack Caglione. He's the DH tonight for the Royals. Swing and miss way out in front. Ellie De La Cruz watching. First game miss since late July of 24. Had played 276 consecutive contests. Don't doubt his toughness. He played half of last year on a partially torn quad. And Lark, he was quick to point out the differences between the leg injury this time and what he suffered and played through last year.
If he could be out there, he would be. Just can't risk injuring him, and he is tough. He's played through a lot.
Weigh in on Caglione, who has plenty of pop. Much better contact this year than last. 236 now. He was a 157 hitter in his first taste of the show last year. When he does make contact, he consistently hits it quite hard. But his contact rate has plummeted of late. His last 9 games, just 9 hits, a .156, with more strikeouts than base knocks, 12-9. Lowe guards the line at first behind the runner. Another miss, and the bases are loaded without a hit. Here comes Derek Johnson way earlier than the Reds would have hoped. Lark, it's been 3 swings, 4 batters into the game. What are you seeing?
Yeah, well, 24 total pitches, 18 of those balls. Once again, I think it's all mentality, and this is probably what this is about. It's not about mechanics, it's about trusting that you can get these guys out. Don't worry about them putting the ball in play. Just execute your pitches. I saw Lyon a couple weeks ago down in AAA, and totally different guy. He was very aggressive. He's always aggressive, but he was throwing a lot of strikes and pitching to contact. Just maybe trying to be a little too fine.
That'll bring up Isaac Collins, a man the Reds are familiar with from his original big league time with Milwaukee. First pitch miss. Excuse me, a strike. He was part of a mid-December trade along with Nick Mears for Angel Zerpa, who has since got hurt with Milwaukee. Drives this the opposite way. Going foul. Now, Collins last year hit .263, OPS nearly 800. He was a good player. Finished 4th in Rookie of the Year voting. This year, far more wanting as a Royal, particularly on the road. He began the year 0 for 30 on the road. He's since brought his average up to 149 on the road. And he swings through that changeup, strike 3.
That's what it's supposed to look like right there. Changeup is the finishing pitch.
Well, bend the knee K for Richardson, who now battles Lane Thomas. First pitch launched to left. Bleday fading back, and that is gone off the upper deck front lip. A grand slam by Thomas, who has clobbered pitchers in this stadium.
Well, we've seen Lane Thomas with the Washington Nationals do some damage here in Cincinnati, and he seems to really enjoy and see the ball here. That ball was hammered.
Third career granny. And Thomas once had a 3-home-run game here in Cincinnati. That was in June of 22 when he was a National. Well over .310 lifetime hitting in Cincinnati. Fouled back by Michael Massey, 1-1. A Royals club that had struggled to score barely over 2 runs a game on their 6-game slide has 4 in the opening inning, and they've done it on 1 hit. Bounce foul. Look out, Reds dugout. Oh, both teams somewhat patchworking the pitching tonight. Royals have a couple of key rotational injuries. This felt like it could be a 9-7 game as we were just preparing for it. That's what I said to you at dinner tonight. It's 4-0. The Reds haven't hit yet. There's reason to believe that they can get their share of runs against this Royals staff tonight as well. They're going to have to. 3-2 swung through. 2 walks and a hit batter. A granny has the Reds down 4. They look to respond. One of their hottest is one of baseball's best in the last month. J.J. Bleday, part of that top-tier trio. Get it going for the Reds. Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by St. Elizabeth Healthcare and the Young Family Cancer Center, a regional leader in cancer care. By your Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. For all Toyota offers, go to Toyota.com. And by Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. In the Queen City, 4-zip Reds trail. Blake Dunn leads it off. First pitch in there for strike 1. Luinder Avila with the start.
World champion Luinder Avila. Venezuela, part of the WBC team.
Chip to right. Lane Thomas one away. Full 9 for the Reds from St. Elizabeth Healthcare. J.J. Bleday stands in. Back to batting 2 tonight. This is the first look during the Ellie injury era. Stewart, Suarez cleaning up for a second time this year. Lowe, Steer on base at 19 straight. Stevenson, Arroyo in his debut, and McLean, who's been in a real run. First pitch missed to Bleday. Bleday, 2 doubles, each drove in a run yesterday. Larkey has done major damage against pitching, particularly right-handed hurlers.
Yeah, J.J. Bleday has a really good approach to hitting. We talk about getting behind the baseball. He has done a really nice job of that. Does pull the ball quite often, but he does a really good job of covering both the inside part and the outside part of the plate. He gets his nose in there, and there's a reason why he's successful. He is definitely in the fight.
He has a lot of pop. Avila in 35 2/3 major league innings, 1 home run allowed. Swing and a miss out in front on that curveball.
And one of the 5 pitches that Avila throws. There's a sinker slider, that 4-seam fastball, curveball you just saw, and an occasional changeup.
Well, the Royals just posted their first inning of 4 more runs this year. They did so 1st of May. That was in Seattle. Mariners responded. Not only that next half inning, they scored 2. Game was tied at 6 going into the 8th. Bleday launches right field. Thomas fading back. And gone. Bleday to double-digit dingers. That's the second big fly surrendered lifetime by Avila. And the Reds get a run back. It's 4-1.
As I mentioned, J.J. Bleday does a really nice job. That pitch at 98 miles an hour. Didn't hit it particularly hard, but hit it high enough in the perfect angle.
Now Sal Stewart, who had a base hit, worked a walk yesterday. Swing and miss, strike 1. Now the Reds rookie, ranked as one of the Reds' top prospects, taking on Avila, who was top 20 for the Royals per pipeline last year. Avila's last outing Tuesday against the Yankees tied his career high with 3 innings, but gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, walked 2. He has one other start. That came in a doubleheader against Milwaukee back on April the 4th. That day he was also lit up. 3 innings, 5 runs, 8 hits, 3 walks. Fouled off the catcher Carter Jensen. There's that 5-pitch mix you were talking about. Fastball rates the best on the scouting scale. It's lifted right side, foul ground, Jensen.
I talked about how J.J. Bleday gets behind the baseball. Everything that he does stays there. When he takes his stride, there is no movement of the body forward. Takes a stride, hands stay right there. And made the fans' day with that home run ball.
And Eugenio Suarez watches a softball 1. He snapped an 0 for 13 yesterday. Had a couple of productive plate appearances. Suarez had a sac fly in his penultimate time to the plate and then homered as well in the 7th. Nick Lofton guards the line some at third. Royals are down their Gold Glover Michael Garcia. Broken bat jam job. Bobby Witt Jr., a stellar defender, secures the inning's final out.
Well, the Reds needed to answer. J.J. Bleday said, "We're not going anywhere. We'll be here all night."
Where folks.
Reds down 4-1. We welcome you back to Reds TV, presented by Benefits All In. Home run by J.J. Bleday. Well, the Reds got a response. Now a new man on the mound. Veteran lefty Skyline Chili called to the bullpen, Caleb Ferguson.
Caleb Ferguson pitched in Friday night's game against Atlanta. He went an inning and 2/3, gave up a hit and punched out 3.
Faces Nick Lofton. Hard ground ball foul. Generally, the Royals have Michael Garcia at third. Much like Ellie De La Cruz, he just strained his hamstring. That came Saturday, also his right hamstring. Has not played since. Now, Lofton's gotten the nod at third. He more usually is at second, can play left, does not rate well defensively. Has not been hitting of late. His last 18 games, a .43. On the road this year, 120. And Ferguson misses 3-1. There's a lot of lefties in this lineup. 5 true lefties plus a switch hitter. The Royals can be quite prone against lefties. Pitch in there for a strike. But we've seen a decent amount of work of late for both Sam Moll and Brock Burke, the Reds' other 2 left-handed arms. Payoff pitch. Guided right side. Arroyo on the spin. Smother. Got him. Oh, what a play in his big league debut.
Really nice to see him be able to show off some of the talents of a young Edwin Arroyo. Good range. Great arm. Great play.
It looks like a shortstop playing second base.
That's exactly what I was thinking, John.
Kyle Isbell takes strike 1. Now Isbell, 36 hits on the year, second most among 9-hole hitters in the show this season. Grounded, kicks oddly off the mound right to Matt McLean. Give us some flavor, some of the background, the skill set, what you're seeing with McLean getting the turn at short tonight, Arroyo at second. Terry Francona had indicated we're going to see Arroyo at multiple positions.
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of feeling it out. Obviously, Matty has been a shortstop throughout his career, made the transition to second base. So I think obviously it is about him going back over and manning shortstop and probably going to be the primary shortstop. Edwin Arroyo, I think it's going to be just up to how he plays out there. I just feel like he's got a lot of options. So you'll probably see both those guys kind of switching between second and short, but I would assume that Matty's going to probably get most of the run at shortstop.
Jensen walked and scored first inning. 2-0. And we've seen Steer at second base, who's in right field today. Sal Stewart, of course, has worked in some second. (3-0).
Yeah, I think with Ellie being out, it's going to be offensive production is going to be even more important. So whoever's swinging the bat well, it's probably going to be leaned on a little bit heavier.
Fair point. I think you're right. 3-0. Ellie watching here tonight. The plan tentatively is to re-scan that hamstring in 2 weeks. That scan could come sooner if he feels like he's moving well.
That scan will definitely come sooner because he is definitely going to be feeling much better than 2 weeks. Then he will.
He's a gamer, right?
Oh, he definitely.
Nice rally by Ferguson from 3-0 to the punch out. A 1-2-3 inning from the veteran lefty. The southpaw swing of Nathaniel Lowe, Spencer Steer, and Tyler Stevenson try to continue to add on. In tonight's Toyota Tundra Home Run Challenge, Bill McNay from Williamstown, Kentucky wins a brand new built in the USA Tundra if a red hits the Toyota hit and win sign. Register for your chance at any Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealer. And Nathaniel Lowe leads it off. First pitch missed by Avila. Lowe lost his hitting streak at 8 games, 0 for 4, a strikeout yesterday. But his 9 homers had him deadlocked for 3rd most on the team before J.J. Bleday snapped that tie with a shot in the 1st inning. Could Lowe match him? Bounce to first base. Pasquantino, 1 down. In order for rookie Edwin Arroyo to debut at the plate this inning, at least one red will have to reach. Spencer Steer, he's been on base at a career high 19 straight games. It's the best active streak in the show. 2 for 3, a double, a walk, scored twice yesterday. Had a duck down there. And his career best on base surge, he's getting on base at a .383 rate. Two and 0. The Yank sinker, 3-0. Just an odd energy tonight. A Royals team that has really struggled, a Reds team that is down tonight. It's 2 respective best players. Its best position player, Ellie De La Cruz, injured, sidelined for at least that 10-day time. Could be weeks. And down the night, their best starter, Chase Burns, with illness. 3-1. And Steer is on base again. 20 straight games he has reached a 1-out walk. Brief word now from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky at MVG. With over 2,200 of the best gaming machines, we got you covered.
Now Tyler Stevenson, who's been hot of late, and it goes beyond the Speedo. The high socks also lock in step with a new swing for Stevenson.
5 games and a 10-11 OPS, those high socks.
Gets by. Steer gallops into second base. Carter Jensen entered with 4 pass balls, top 5 of the majors. That goes as a wild pitch on Avila.
He's yanked a few fastballs. It's tough to stop that one.
We're not sure, honestly, if the Tito Speedo is still being invoked, but those high socks are here, perhaps to stay.
.333 average, home run, 4 RBIs in 5 games. Here to stay right now. I didn't ask about the undergarments, though, however, today.
undergarments.
Not sure.
You filling in for Cowboy here?
Yes.
You heard what
That
Cowboy
was for him.
Oh, yeah. Mark nods. He knows.
That was for him.
That stash still there for Stevenson. They overplay that 5-6 hole a bit. Witt leaning a little bit to his right. That's short. Larger lead for Steer. 2-2 down and away. Yeah, we've seen the walks go up too. In his last 8 games, Stevenson just under .310 average, almost a .420 on the base. Avila just walked Steer. Oh, and he lands that beauty. Slider, strike 3.
Yeah, front door variety. That's a tough one with 2 strikes on it.
And now the first major league plate appearance for Reds prospect Edwin Arroyo. He grew up at first an A-Rod fan and then noticed countrymen from Puerto Rico, Francisco Lindor, Joey Cora has become an ally, an advocate. Smash foul. And his hitting progressively as he advanced in levels in the minors has gotten better. As the pitching got better, Arroyo matched and exceeded those jumps.
I tell you, every time this young man had an opportunity at the big league level, he's just impressed. And you're right, every different level he's played in offensively, he's been more productive, higher batting average. Hope is that he will continue that ascent. Look at that, 252, an A and AA. This year he's smashing in AAA.
The players that tend to do that tend to have a really good feel for the zone. When you see those numbers escalate as their level of play does, that's when command of pitchers, call of umpires more matches what they're seeing.
Yes.
Swing and a miss. A strikeout in that first taste, more to come. (4-1) the Reds trail. Series opener between the Redlegs and the Royals. Reds have lost 3 of 4. They have won 6 of 10. Ferguson facing Bobby Witt Jr. First pitch sent to right center. Steer, great break. What a read. 1 down. Our Elk and Elk injury report. Old friend Jonathan India is done for the year with the Royals. He was part of a late November trade in 24 for current Red Brady Singer. Just had labrum surgery at the tail end of April. He is out for the year. The 2021 National League Rookie of the Year will be a free agent next season. First pitch strike to Vinny Pasquantino, who has popped to second. Lark, I was surprised his numbers with the Royals weren't better. I thought Kauffman Stadium, big plays, huge gaps, that he could become that gap line drive, work, walk, get on, but almost a Whit Merrifield-esque kind of role, who starred in that way for the Royals for a long time and was among the hits leaders in the American League.
You know, I'm sure that injury has had a lot to play in the career of Jonathan India. Just a shame because he was so good that rookie season. And I also expected that he was going to do well. But that injury bug, it's tough.
A base hit past Quintino. Reds have Brandon Liebrandt now warming in their bullpen. Jack Caglione walked and scored his first time. Hard foul. Mentioned the sweep defeat the Reds suffered when they faced the Royals here in 2024. Starting pitcher in that final game was Brady Singer. Just a few months later would get traded for Jonathan India. Did not allow a run in 6 scoreless innings against the Reds that day. In the zone 0-2. Fouled back. It's been a while since the Reds have bested the Royals in Cincinnati. Last win was in August of 2020. Reds have lost 8 of their last 9 head-to-head against the Royals here. Cutter foul tipped. Ferguson ready for his 25th pitch. Fouled away. That's where there was reason for a lot of optimism in this series. I mean, the Royals have been so dreadful. And the Reds were set to go Burns, Abbott, Paddock. Tonight, more of an improvisational hodgepodge of pitching. Jam job fouled back. Abbott will still get the go tomorrow, and the lefty has been rounding back into a familiar form. I think he would concede walks are still not quite where he wants them to be, but he's far closer to all-star Andrew Abbott than he was a few weeks earlier. 1-2 again. Now tip. Stevenson able to gather at strike 3. Our Jake Sweeney Chevy pitch tracks.
One thing that Caleb Ferguson does really well is pitch to the bottom of the zone. Not a high velocity guy, but just about every pitch that he throws is from the knees down. Might elevate here and there, but the work that I've seen him do is all down.
And you like that depth?
I think that's great because he does pitch to contact. He does get ground balls. Knows what he's doing out there.
Isaac Collins struck out his first time. Broken bat. Dunn streaking in. Can't get there. It falls for a hit. A pause at second. Pasquantino still takes third on a slide. Men at the corners.
And on the hands of Collins, gets enough of the barrel on the ball.
So now 2 are on for Lane Thomas, who first pitch he saw today launched a grand slam. He lifetime has just 2 career multi-home run games. They both came here against the Reds. Down and in. Mentioned the 3-homer day. That was June 3rd of 22. August 4th of 23. He went deep twice here at Great American Ballpark. He has been a Reds killer. OPS well over 1,000 lifetime against the Reds. It's his highest of any opponent that he has seen more than 17 plate appearances or 4 games. Stewart guards the line a bit at third base. Pasquantino, a short lead in foul ground. Check swing appear to go. Yes, confirmed at first. Two. Popped left side. McLean out. Makes the call on the back pedal and has it. Ferguson strands 2. Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by Gilkey Windows. Elevate your home with the elegance and durability of Gilkey Windows. Explore more at Gilkey.com. And by Bet365, where winning is everything. Reds right now on the wrong side of a 4-1 score, bottom 3. Matt McLean leads it off. He pinch ran for Elly De La Cruz when Elly limped off the field in the 5th. First pitch pop left side. Handled by Nick Lofton. Now McLean is now 1 for his last 27 with 1 walk and 9 strikeouts. But competition can breed both success and failure, right? And there is an undercurrent of other layers of competition with Elly De La Cruz's injury.
Yeah, guys are going to get opportunities, and as I said, I truly believe that Terry Francona is going to be forced to go with whomever's producing with the bat in their hand.
Blake Dunn is flying to right. To third. Oh, hot shot handled by Lofton. Dunn busting it hard, bested to the bag.
Yeah, you better get rid of that ball quickly. This is a absolute bullet to third base. Lofton doesn't really take his time, but he certainly is not in any hurry. And bang, bang at first base.
We were talking about power and round numbers, right? J.J. Bleday takes strike 1. Hit his 10th homer of this season in the opening inning. So now Bleday, De La Cruz, and Sal Stewart all have double-digit dingers. It's the first time the Reds have had more than one man with 10 or more homers 60 games into the year since 2021. That was Jesse Winker, Eugenio Suarez, Nick Castellanos, and Tyler Naquin. And fueled in part by that power, that was a Reds team that did make a run at a playoff spot. And Joey Votto, of course, was also a famous later burst in pop. That's also the last time the Reds had a hitter with over 25 homers at the end of the year. Think about that. That was 5 years ago. Playing at Great American Ballpark. Votto hit 36. Castellanos hit 34. Gino at 31 that year. Bleday works a walk. And we were talking about Bleday at some length during break, Lark. And you see repeatability in what Bleday has achieved.
I do. I talked about the position that he gets in. He really works from behind the ball, but that's only one part of it. And then when he delivers his swing is a level, and he stays level, stays through the ball. I feel like it's very repeatable because it's very basic. And my hope is that it'll be very productive for many, many years.
Sal Stewart, foul pop to the catcher his first time. Bleday a bigger lead than he normally takes, ball 1. Carter Jensen has been praised by his future Hall of Fame teammate, the Royals captain Salvador Perez, in many regards, including how he calls games in terms of pitches, how he controls the run game. Jensen keeps that ball at his feet. His caught stealing rate this year is at 35%. That's way above league average, which is in the low 20s. But he has had an issue, mentioned it earlier, 4 pass balls. That's a lot for this time of year. That's bottom 5 if you want to view it in that regard for most by a catcher at this stage. And there has been a wild pitch that got by him tonight. Lofton guards the line at third base and plays deep. Now the Royals up the middle are very good. Bobby Witt Jr. is the highest rated defender regardless of position in terms of outs above average. He's a star. I mean, check out the highlight reel. He is fundamentally excellent, high level, athletically excellent. Sent to right. Thomas. And Michael Massey could also pick him at second base. Reds get a walk, and that's all. Kroger is teamed up with the Reds to offer the Kroger meal deal at the ballpark. For just $9.99, it includes a hot dog, Coke, chips, and for the rest of this homestand, little bites. For tickets to an upcoming Reds game, visit reds.com/tickets. Just brought back up from AAA, first outing in the show since 2024 for lefty Brandon Lebrand.
His numbers in AAA. He's not a high velocity guy. His fastball sits about 88, 89 miles an hour.
Oh, bunt to third base. Lebrand might have grazed it, and Stewart didn't really have a chance. Now Massey is aboard. Base hit.
And just put in a really good spot. Big tall lefty going over there. That makes it a difficult play. Now, obviously it's not played with Sal Stewart at third base, so I'm sure that communication was not there either.
Now, Nick Lofton was robbed by Arroyo his first time. He squares and fouls one off Stevenson, who needs a moment. Now there is a unique tie to this appearance for Brandon Lebrand, whose dad Charlie not only has ties to this area, was of course drafted by the Reds, debuted with the Reds. Pops went to Miami of Ohio and Oxford, but also probably was most well known as a player for his time with the Royals. 1985 championship run. Pitched very well in those playoff games, often in losing efforts. He pitched spectacularly, but the Royals fell. Bounce to third. Stewart, great backhand against the grain. Long throw. Got him! Oh, the best play we have seen in the bigs from Sal Stewart at third base.
Yeah, this is a really great play by Sal Stewart. That's the only play he had. Couldn't really turn to go and throw to second base, and shows off that cannon. That's called leveraging the ball to first base. Outstanding.
A ball that seemed destined to go down the line taken away, so Lofton robbed by another Red. Did get Massey to second, up and in miss to Isbell, who was grounded out to short. Now the Royals have been horrid with men in scoring position. They also give up a lot of hits to the opponent with men in scoring position. Swing and a miss. It's one of the other bigger reasons of the many for why their record is so dreadful. Only the Angels have a bigger gap against in both regards for performing poorly, hitting men in scoring position and allowing damage men in scoring position. Ricochet on a foul, and that got Stevenson again. Catching is hard.
Yeah.
To this point tonight, the Reds are 0 for 2 men in scoring position. The Royals are 1 for 4, and the one was a grand slam. In the dirt, good smother by Stevenson, 2-2. And Lark, this is Liebrandt's first major league appearance in 2 years. He pitched for the Reds in 24. They probably need some length from him tonight.
It would be nice.
Popped up left side. Stevenson and Stewart over. Stevenson closer, zigzagging, gets to it. That's a pretty tough play there.
Anytime you run into foul territory around that batter circle, you're concerned. See, he takes his eyes off the ball and checks to see where the backstop is. Does a nice job of closing down the distance.
So now it starts third time through the Royals lineup. Carter Jensen has walked and scored. He's also struck out looking. That's his first swing of the game. Tapper back to Liebrandt. Bouncer to first, and it's stabbed by Lowe. Good job by the veteran first baseman. Eugenio Suarez will get it going for the Reds. Tamed to 1 hit so far. We'll see what Gino and company can do. Join the Reds tomorrow night. Budweiser 3-2-1 Tuesdays. Every Tuesday home game, you can enjoy select $3 beers, $2 hot dogs, $1 ice cream cups. Get tickets now. Reds.com/Tuesday. So far, the Reds have mustered 1 hit. That was second batter of the game, J.J. Bleday, with a homer. It's been a walk in each inning since. Eugenio Suarez has popped to short. What have you seen in Luinder Avila?
Yeah, it looks like he's cutting his fastball. He's made the pitches that he needed to make. Going somewhat deep in counts, but see that's a sinker right there. He's kind of, it's like, at least from up here, it looks like he's got a kind of cut action on his delivery.
How do you handle that?
See that right there? That's a slider. You just stay up the middle of the field. That's what you do. That's how you handle just about every pitch that's thrown.
He also has seemed to have front doored a few of those sliders, enough to where it looks like it might be on purpose. Right on right.
Yes.
Two. Check swing, appeal. He held up. Avila does have some odd home road splits. He pitches at home in the cavernous confines of Kauffman Stadium, a pitcher paradise. His home ERA is 7.5. His road ERA is 1.93. Baseball.
Yeah.
Payoff. Front door miss, and Suarez walks. Brief word now from UDF.
UDF's got ice cream quakes. The ice cream, real. The mix-ins, big. The choice, yours. Ice cream quakes from United Dairy Farmers.
Now Nathaniel Lowe. Ground ball out to first his first time. Now lefties generally hit better for average and power against Avila. Misses first pitch, ABS.
Previous pitch was called the ball. The catcher's challenging.
See, to me, that pitch right there looks like it's got cut to it. That's a four-seam fastball.
Call's overturned. Kansas City has 2 challenges remaining.
Almost Graham Ashcraft-esque.
Yes. You look at where he is on the mound. He's on the far third base side of the mound. And I truly believe, at least it looks like it to me, that he's got all kind of cut action on that four-seam fastball.
Pasquantino plays in front of Suarez. And when I saw that ABS, it made me think of something that crossed my X or Twitter feed today, Lark. It was Talking Baseball retweeting video of the check swing challenge that's being tested at AAA. Bounced right side. Spin and throw. Second one. Low beats it to first base. No double play. Suarez erased. They have a very similar look and feel to what we've already, I think, grown accustomed to with ABS in the big leagues. They, of course, had that tested in the minors first, and they're currently testing an appeal system for check swings.
So how is that going to work?
That's a great question, because the rule book does not define a check swing. It's always been up to very vague interpretation. First pitch missed to Spencer Steer, who has walked. His on base streak to 20 in a row, a career high. The video that I saw shows a computer generated look of the true chalk line and then a dotted line alongside it, mimicking that 45-degree angle, and then it shows the path of the swing. And they've been tracking swings for a while now. You can track swing speed. That's something Bleday has improved upon dramatically, one of the bigger leaps in baseball this year. Does it break 45 degrees? That's the line of demarcation. It's not about break of the wrist. It's not even about intent. It's pure math. Does that bat angle go beyond 45 degrees? Does it break the plane essentially of the foul line parallel to it? If it does, he went. If it didn't, he did not. That hung, stung to left by Steer. Low up to second. Steer aboard for a second time tonight.
Ball up in the zone. Spencer Steer gets to it. I don't know if that was purposeful, but a lot of teams, I do believe, try to pitch Spence up there.
Well, pitching coach Brian Sweeney out to chat. This is already by innings the longest outing of Avila's career. Mentioned he had 3 in relief against the Yankees on Tuesday. He's had 3 multiple times. He has thrown as many as 72 pitches in a ball game. But 3 1/3 innings, that's his longest by outs recorded. Tyler Stevenson worked a full count, struck out looking his first time. He's the tying run at the plate. Strike one.
That's that front door slider again. That's a tough one to take. Actually, it's a tough one to swing at.
Jam job bouncer. Backhand stab Massey. Feed to Witt. Pretty athletic look, but Stevenson beats it out. They force out the middleman Steer. Low over to third. Men at the corners, 2 down.
Yeah, jam shot up the middle. It's kind of tough. See that double play combination. Just traditionally, just in a different area. Field that ball on the shortstop side of second base.
So now Arroyo, who struck out in his first major league plate appearance in the second. Way high, stabbed by Jensen. Arroyo was excellent at AAA, top 10 in the International League at average and slug. Fouled away. Switch hitter, switch thrower among the skill sets. Also an avid and very successful pre-baseball time volleyball player. Has a passionate obsession with volleyball. Very diverse skill set. He's incredibly close with his father, who he looks to for a lot of advice. Does have some family here on shorter notice. 1-1 found at the plate. His sister Keisha is here in the house. She has not been able to sit during his ABs. She has been up, standing, clapping. The whole family makes it.
Yeah, it's totally understandable.
Mom and Dad are set to be here tomorrow.
He said he spent most of the car ride coming to Cincinnati on the phone with family. Not only congratulations, that emotional exchange, but also the logistics. How are we getting everyone to Cincinnati?
Right.
Still searching for his first major league hit, major league RBI. 2 on, 2 out. Swung through, strike 3.
MLB dealers.
Larkin went down there to help me with the defense a little, just some details, which it really helped. Playing second, short, third, for all of them. So recently, that's the best advice I've got.
He's already made one spectacular defensive play. Said whatever you taught him, Lark, he has now implemented into his daily routine. Did mention his handwork. Care to share anything?
Catch the daggone ball.
That is Hall of Fame advice right there.
What do you see in the nuance of how you catch it properly? What is he doing? What is he working on?
Really good question, John, because it isn't just catch the ball.
Witt to left. That's got some carry. Back at the wall. Off the wall. Witt to second base.
Yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. just going down and getting a changeup. J.J. Bleday almost got there. I don't know if he knew that ball stayed in the ballpark. But yes, catching the ground ball there is definitely a technique to catching the ball. First of all, it really starts with your pre-pitch movement. That's something that Freddie talks about. Freddie Benavides talks about all the time. It's preparation. Understanding where you need to throw the ball depending on the situation, right? And so creating an angle so that you can catch the ball, so that after you catch the ball, your next step is right into your throwing motion, is critically important, especially when you're playing on the left side of the infield. On the right side, not so much, but definitely on the left side of the infield. So you try to catch the ball off your left instep if you can. Obviously, your hands are out in front. But you don't just catch the ball. You catch the ball in position to throw the ball, as opposed to just catching the ball just for the sake of catching the ball.
And I did notice that Freddie was out there with Arroyo in advance of the game tonight. Of course, Freddie also handles a lot of the positioning, and I'm sure there's nuance to getting a player ready. This is how we do it here at the big leagues. When I tell you it's this position, that position, this is where I want you.
I'm going to tell you, Freddie, it's incredible how much work these coaches do put in.
Bleday coming on, sliding grab. Able to stab it out of the sky past Quintino, retired.
A nice play by J.J. Bleday. See, he got a good jump on that ball.
Cagliano's walk scored, struck out. So a Royal lifetime has over 3,000 innings as a pro at shortstop. He has a little over 250 at second base. Granted, almost 150 of those innings have come this year, just a couple of months. Large lead for Witt. Fastball rides in. And he does have a small taste, just a handful of games so far at third base. You also work with these guys in spring training. What's it like to get ready for playing those positions and then to execute it in pro games?
The difference between the different positions.
Driven to deep center. Dunn going way back, and that is gone. Off the netting atop the Reds bullpen. It's number 6 for Caglione. It's 6-1 Royals.
Yeah, that ball right there from Lee Brandt was a slider. It was just up and out over the plate. Caglione is a big man. Upwards of 250 pounds, 6'4". That ball up in the zone, gets those arms extended. Not many ballparks are going to hold that ball. To answer your question, playing the multiple positions, it's all about angle and preparation and throwing the ball to first base. So you catch it differently depending on where you're positioned because of the requirement of throwing the ball to first base. At third base, obviously, you don't have as much time or much space. So your pre-pitch is a little bit different than it is at shortstop and second base.
Fly ball out by Collins. It's now Lane Thomas, who has a grand slam. He's also popped to short. Crooked number this inning for the Royals. Reds offense that's been held to 1 run on 2 hits. And they're looking to Lee Brandt to try to sop up some innings with Chase Burns out tonight with illness. Terry Francona did say that assuming he comes through things all right, the hope and plan is that Burns will start Wednesday in the final game of the series. Missed 3-0. And there is rotation hope on the horizon. Rhett Lauder is set to make a rehab appearance tomorrow at AAA. That's lined pretty hard over second. Skips deep gap. Grab by Dunn. Spin and throw. Thomas to second. His second extra base hit of the game.
Just really fundamental textbook hitting right there by Lane Thomas. Look at his head is down through the baseball. From a lefty, you're trying to hit this ball right back up the middle to right center field. Blake Dunn takes a deep angle on to cut this ball off.
Oh, 3-0 swing. Now Massey, who has a bunt hit, has struck out. The Royals are about league average on their bunt attempts, the amount of times that they've squared, but they have tried to bunt, or at least shown bunt, a lot so far in this game. Up and in. Now, the Royals have been a wanting offense on their year, just 3.8 runs a game. That's second worst in the majors. They've only scored a half dozen 3 times in their last 25 games. It's been barely over 3 runs a game in that basically month-long stretch. Snaps in there for a strike. Only Detroit has been worse on the road. The Royals 7-20 in road games, and yet here they are, up 6-1 on the Reds. Skied left side. Stewart. Another crooked number, 2-run shot by Caglione, 6-1 Kansas City.
What a ceremonial first pitch today. How about Delma Rammel? She turns 100 this month. More than 100 family members and friends in attendance. Lifelong Reds fan. Got a chance to meet her before the game. God bless her. How about this family tree? 10 children, 38 grandchildren, 85 great-grandchildren, and 4 great-great-grandchildren. They were whooping it up for her before the game, and I got to tell you, she was a delight.
Oh, what joy. I love the swag. Check that out. It's the kind of gear you'd often see on a cruise ship, but it's its own kind of vacay with that celebration of a longtime matriarch at a ball game. All family, all together. 3-0 to McLean, up and in. So he walks on 4. Command eroding some for Avila, who's now walked a man in each of his last 4 innings. Top of the order, Dunn, who's 0 for 2. Fly to right, bounce to third. So on the homestand, he's now 1 for 15, 5 strikeouts. Miss in. He has been the latest Red to get run in the leadoff spot. John Schreiber, right-hander, warms for the Royals. Another miss. That's 6 straight out of the zone for Avila. One of what you felt were the more known slots for the Reds entering the year was that leadoff spot. Thought to be T.J. Friedel, coming off the best year of his career. But instead, it's been a bit of a revolving door at times and has lacked overall, from a positional standpoint, consistency. Dunn showed a lot of promise in his first taste. It's only been a handful of games where he's not been as good yet. Can he get his way on? That's the #1 thing you want from that leadoff guy, especially here with the Reds down 5. Payoff pitch. Foul.
We've seen Avila quite a few times with 2 strikes on the hitter. Matter of fact, full count. Go to that slider. A lot of confidence he can throw that for a strike.
He's already walked a career high 4. Payoff again. Swung through. Peters, strike 3. That's his 4th strikeout today. Our UC Health pitch tracks.
Well, he went to the slider the previous 3-2 pitch. And then followed that up with a heater. Fastball at the top of the zone. 97 miles an hour.
J.J. Bleday aboard twice, a homer and a walk. Squared a bunt, fouled back. This is something that Bleday has shown many times during his initial burst with the Reds. I'm not sure if I could recall when he's actually laid one down, but he's offered at or at least shown bunt a lot.
Well, the way he's swinging, I'm kind of glad he didn't get that bunt down. But I do like the mindset. Down 5. Can't hit a 5-run home run right here. Get on base. Keep the line moving.
1-1. Here is the Yellowwood bringing the lumber tonight. Bleday led the National League in May in OPS, total bases, and RBIs. I gave him my vote for National League Player of the Month.
Yes, indeed. I'll second that.
Check swing seemed to go. No appeal needed. Strike 3. Now you called it on that slider with 2 strikes.
It's like he has a little faster slider. That one's almost a curveball. It definitely goes.
Sal Stewart, foul pop to the catcher. He is flying to right, swing and miss. And you talk about it, there's a slider at 88.
So one at 83 and then one at 88. It's also got the front hip slider to those right-handers as well.
It's been about even in balls and strikes on the game. Time called by Jensen. The Reds have 2 hits. Bleday homer in the first, Steer single in the fourth. Grounded to third. Lofton to second. Short wave for a force. Leadoff walk never leaves first.
That's simple human sense.
6-1, the Reds trail. Their biggest highlights, arguably the defense, both robbing Nick Lofton.
This was really nice to see Arroyo ranging to his left and showing his wares. At third base, Sal Stewart looked kind of like Manny Machado going into foul territory and leveraging that ball to first base.
Lofton robbed on both of those plays. Down and in. Both Stewart and Arroyo just 22 years old. Now that duo tonight joins Ellie and Noelvi Marte. 1-0, a miss, as the only pairs of 22-year-olds to start together for the Reds in the last 14 seasons. It's a lot of baseball in front of those 2 22-year-old rookies. To Lofton. Down. Well, Lebrand is being asked to get some big outs in the big leagues for the first time in a couple of years, but the Reds offense has been stymied so far to 1 run on a couple of hits. When a superstar player like Ellie De La Cruz is down, does that ripple? What is that like when your best player is out and you know he's out, even for a small amount of time, a finite set? It's at least a week and a half.
Yeah, it affects you mentally. A lot of times what happens is, okay, how are we going to make up for his absence? And many times that's interpreted as trying to do a little bit more. That's a problem. That can't happen. So I know in the past when we didn't have an Eric Davis for an extended period of time, or Kevin Mitchell, guy in the middle of the lineup, everyone felt like they had to try to do it. And then when they came back, it's amazing how we relaxed. But it does. There's a period of time where you consciously have to think about not trying to make up for the absence of a superstar.
There's another bunt try. There a miss by Isbell, who was grounded out, foul popped. Appeal no go.
Pitch is called a strike. The batter's challenging.
First confirmed that there was no check swing. Was it in the zone? Yes.
The call of strike is confirmed. Kansas City has 1 challenge remaining.
pretty much the whole ball was in the zone. But it is a big absence. Swing and a miss. One of the better pitches we've seen from Leibran. Bitey changeup. Our Jake Sweeney Kia pitch tracks.
Changeup that starts at the bottom of and drops out of the strike zone. See the split grip, the vertical drop. Good pitch.
Top of the order in Jensen, who was walked and scored. He's since struck out, bounced to the pitcher. He went down on the only pitch he saw in the fourth on what has been his only swing of the game. He had taken every other pitch that has come his way. That was the tone set by the Royals early. Wonder what was going on in their hitters meeting. Check it first. The Royals did not swing at any of the first 13 pitches to begin the game.
Well, maybe they had something on Line Richardson. Make him throw strikes.
Lifted center field. Dunn coming on. Slows. Two down. So now Witt, who's been hit by pitch, doubled. He has scored twice. The one time he was retired, it was a good read by Steer on a line drive out. You can look at his numbers, which are excellent. What makes Witt so good?
He's fast. He D's you up. He's a gamer. He's tough. He's clutch. He's just solid. Everything that he does, solid.
Somewhere Jim Day smiles hearing you say solid. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there he is. It's where Jim and I have had a disagreement in the past about just how good solid means. Man, if we had a hot quarter about the definition of the word solid, that would have been something else.
I think it's an 80s thing. Maybe Lark could agree with me on that. Back then it was like solid.
Solid, yes.
Nope. Oh, pickoff gets away. Lowe tried to stretch. Lofton up to second base. He won. See, the tone, though, when Jim used it was, I think, my 37th appearance on the Jim Day podcast before Nate Lowe took co-ownership. And he called me a solid guest, which I'm not saying the scout's wrong.
I mean, it's great guest.
But I'm just recognizing the scout like solid.
Solid guest.
That was all in how you
that was not the tone that he used.
Kind of like dismissive, like solid.
Yeah, that's. And I'm not saying he's wrong, but that's how it was delivered.
What if it was like solid?
Yeah, that would be different, right?
There you go.
You know, words can have multiple meanings. What is the supposed? I don't know this. This is from a movie. Eskimos have like 30 words for snow, right? Because there's like so many different versions of it.
Right.
Solid.
After they get to 3-0, an intentional walk to win. How was the Skyline Chili egg roll? Solid?
Less than solid.
Have you had proper Skyline since you got back?
I haven't. You know, I was hoping to have some delivered to me, you know. That would probably be illegal too, so I have not yet. But it's going to be good when I do.
It'll be solid.
Be solid.
There you go. Set, spike, score. Pasquantino is singled. Popped to second. He flied to left. A nice sliding play by Blade. Lashed to right. Wave is on from Vance Wilson at third. Scoop by Steer. Throw to the plate is cut by Lowe. Safe slide home by Lofton. Witt Jr. goes first to third. It's now 7-1 Kansas City.
Middle.
Well, looks like Schreiber is ready in the Royals pen. Jack Caglione is a 2-run homer. He has walked, scored twice. First pitch, sky to center, done. Makes the grab. Couple of walks in the inning. Royals get another run. They need some offense. Eugenio Suarez, Nathaniel Lowe, and Spencer Steer due up for Cincinnati. Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by Jake Sweeney Kia. Drive smart, spend less. By UC Health. Expect more at uchealth.com. And by Bet365, where winning is everything. Well, the Royals limped into Cincinnati, but they have thundered a 7-1 edge in the series opener. We shift bottom sixth. New man on the mound is John Schreiber. Gets a hard foul from Eugenio Suarez.
You can see Schreiber, he's a side-arming, throwing kind of in between 3/4 and sidearm. It's a four-seam fastball and a sinker. The thing that stands out about him, he has yet this season to walk a right-handed hitter that he's faced.
Now, you mentioned that arm angle. He is the third lowest arm angle among righties in the big leagues. Tyler Rogers is a true submariner, mound scraping to the plate. And Lawrence with the Pirates works at a 3-degree angle. Schreiber at a 7-degree angle. What does that do to the hitter?
Yeah, it's different. So the ball's coming on a different plane. Just have to pick up that release point as early as possible. It's just different. Those guys normally aren't really high velocity guys, but that little bit of deception and movement makes them tough. And you can see it. That was a good pitch right there. The ball just runs away from Gino. It's not truly a submariner. It's at 7 degrees.
That's what Savant has him at, yeah. Misfire to Lowe, who has put the ball on the ground twice, once reached on fielder's choice. Schreiber is from Greater Detroit, and he broke in with the Tigers. They drafted him in 2016. Pitched in the bigs for his hometown club, 19 and 20. Was a waiver claim by Boston in advance of the 21 season. He got traded to Kansas City in February of 24. Both the Royals and Tigers are at the bottom of the American League Central, which is a little odd, granted, where they both had been in recent years, and where I think many had thought certainly Detroit would be this season. Kansas City is also down 2 starters. Chris Bubich, part of why Avila got the start tonight. He's in the rotation while he's on the mend. And Cole Reagans, who's a star, 3-1 is a miss. Low walks. And that's something the Reds have done tonight. So Avila is in line for the win. Went 5 for the first time in the bigs. 1 run on 2 hits. He walked a career high 4, struck out 5. He threw a career high 86 pitches. So the Reds have now walked 5 times, but they have 2 hits. One of those hits from Steer and a walk. Yanked way wide. I thought Charlie Goldsmith had a great question for Steer a couple of weeks ago. I'm just looking at his average right now on that screen. 275, slow roller to short. Flip to second, relay in time, double play. It's been a little different for Steer to feel good at the number he sees on the board. Had that slow start last year. Far better beginning.
They're going to challenge this.
Oh, the Reds will challenge. Grounds crew was already coming out. The Royals have left the field.
The call in the field is out at first base.
Oh, they're going to win this, I think.
Challenging.
Is this clean on the bag before that ball is in? Oof, that's close. The old cliche is tie goes to the runner. I don't think it works that way on video challenge. It's certainly worth trying it because the offense is having a hard time getting hits tonight. There's a massive deficit to overcome. The grounds crew is all still huddled up right in front of the steps by the Reds dugout. They had broken out to begin to drag the infield. They were already edging up to the circle as word came of the challenge. Tyler Stevenson remains standing on the grass taking practice cuts, and Steer is still out there with Colin Cowgill. Willie Harris the same in the third base coaching box. Here we go.
After review, the call in the field stands. Runners out. Cincinnati will lose their challenge for the remainder of the game.
Grounds crew gets to work. Inning is indeed over.
The dad.
Nothing outshines a blue moon.
Join the Reds Saturday, June 13th. Fans in attendance receive an Andrew Abbott City Connect bobblehead. Thanks to St. Elizabeth Healthcare. While supplies last. For tickets, head to reds.com/tickets. Abbott gets the ball tomorrow. Reds down a decided score of 7-1. Isaac Collins leads off. First pitch lifted foul. Lowe gives a look. I've not listened yet, but I've downloaded the latest Jim Day podcast. Probably will listen to the first chunk of it on the drive home after the game, with Nathaniel Lowe appearing as a guest host. Those two together chat with Spencer Steer. Swing and miss by Collins.
He was really good, Nate.
You're a good salesman. I mean, Jim Day Chevrolet could happen at some point down the road. Well, what's a good taste of this pod?
Well, Lowe was solid. First of all, I mean, solid. We kind of teased it earlier at Spencer. You know, the tight pants came up. What one fan said about the physique. That clip is played from the McLean podcast. There's reaction to that. And Lowe wanted to talk slam dunk Hall of Famers. Was getting our thoughts off the top of our head.
Okay.
Who's
about
in
like
and
current
who's
players?
not. Yes, and he also has a Joey Votto moment at first base.
Reflecting about Votto?
Reflecting about an exchange at first base.
Oh.
With Joseph Daniel. Yes.
I can't wait to hear. See, now that's a tease. You lost me on the solid thing, but you closed well. ABC, right? Always be closing. That's Jim Day. Appeal, no go. You'd buy a used car from Jim Day, right?
No.
$99.99 this week.
Thomas a grand slam and a double.
I had to think about that one for a while.
There's a real quick no. Head side to side, but you're so polite. You say it softly because you don't want to hurt his feelings, but I'm going to be honest. No. Not buying that car. 2-1. Topped foul. I told you earlier, Thomas has been a Reds killer. Let's take a look at our key player profile, including tonight. Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's done some damage.
And it gets worse here. I think 8 of those homers were hit in Cincinnati. 3-2, bounce to short.
Good play.
That was a tough batted ball, right?
Yeah, it was a tough hop. Yes, absolutely. I'm looking at the genius. He's talking to me. He's teaching me right now what Matt McClain did right there on that play. Genius, are your ears on, Genius? Yeah, your ears on, but you can't talk to the people, can you? Yeah, he played nicely through that ball. He saw that short hop coming, or that bad hop coming, and he stepped through it to make it a short hop. Really good play, Matt McClain.
The genius.
The genius pointed that out, though.
I heard Jim the first time. That little whisper in the background. He sells it. Joe Luckup, our stats man, our consigliere.
The genius. Solid. Super.
Now that guy is solid. Topped right side, low and foul ground. Come on, Joel, show us. Come on in. Here, camera's right here. Come here, come here, come here. Come on, Joel. Come on, show us.
He wants no part of it.
You mimic the hand signal of what he did with the glove, right?
There it is.
Looks like Richard Nixon bowling and like Big Lebowski.
Oh, goodness.
1-1. Oh, that's cranked to right center field and gone. Maybe we should go bowling. That's number 5 for Massey, a 2-out shot. It's now 8-1 Royals.
It's got to be so precise when you don't have that mid to high 90s velocity. And for Lebrand, any ball that's left up out over the plate to these big league hitters, they're doing damage. This one was 101 off the bat, but it was a four-seam fastball, top of the zone.
Strike one to Lofton, who has walked and scored. He's been robbed on grounder twice. This is shades in many ways of what happened the last time the Royals came to Cincinnati. That smoked beyond short base hit. Now, when the Royals came here in 2024, that was a playoff bound team. That team won a series in the playoffs, knocked off the Orioles before falling to the Yankees. This is not that Royals team. A season worst, 15 games under 500. Losses in 6 straight, 16 of 19, struggling to score against pretty much every other team in the league. They have 8 runs on 10 hits.
And the Hall of Famer is not even playing.
Definitive Hall of Famer, right? The best catcher of his generation.
Yeah, he's been some kind of, should I say it?
He's been solid, yeah.
He's
been better than solid. He's a Hall of Famer. Set to left field. Leday's got it. A dark day for the Reds. Down Ellie. Burns out tonight. It's all Royals.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
Big league debut, Edwin Arroyo has shown some spark in the field, searching for his first success at the plate. He's due up second here in the home 7th. Bottom 3rd for the Reds. A lopsided score on the board. They try to chip away. They'll at least face a new man on the mound. See if they can have greater success against Alex Lang.
Mid-90s fastball, Alex Lang. He also has been stingy with the walks. His numbers on the season, last 7 out of his last 8 appearances, not a single walk.
And that is so crucial for guys coming out of that pen.
And walks are a major concern on his career. First pitch to Tyler Stevenson, strike one. He has struck out, reached on fielder's choice. Lifetime, he's almost 5.5 walks per nine, which is crazy high. This year, it's a little under 5 walks per nine. Stevenson to center. Isbell. So now another look for the Rook. Edwin Arroyo has struck out twice tonight, both times swinging. Lofton cheats in some and plays off the line. Strike one. Oh, 2. Lang lifetime can be very erratic. Decent number of hit batters in his somewhat limited innings and a lot of wild pitches. Second year in the bigs, he led the majors with 15 wild pitches in only 63 1/3 innings. That's when he was still a Tiger. Swing and a miss. Arroyo 0 for 3. Brief word now from Big Sandy Superstore.
You'll find the best selection of the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Big Sandy Superstore in Fairfield and the Kenwood Shopping Center.
Well, now McLean, who walked on 4 pitches his last time, he's also foul popped to third. It is worth noting with Arroyo, and he had a great run to AAA to begin the year. Great. Did have a slight hiccup before he came up. He was 2 for his last 18, a half dozen strikeouts in that time, including 3 strikeouts in back-to-back games before he did not play his final day at AAA. That was not related to getting called up. Ellie was not yet hurt. Missed down. But that's part of baseball, right? Things happen. There are ups and downs at all levels, at all times.
For sure.
Got to be a lot of emotion swirling there. Looking.
June 3rd on Disney Plus.
Our Toyota game summary, it's pretty simple. Avila went a career-high 5 innings, 1 run. Lane Thomas Granny in the first. That's the most dominant contact of the game. The only Reds run, a Bleday homer solo shot in the opening inning. Carter Jensen leads it off. First pitch skips home. Jensen has walked and scored. He's 0 for 3. Royals have Mason Black warming in their bullpen. Big swing comes up empty. Brandon Lebrand has been tagged with 4 of these runs on 7 hits in 4 innings. And, you know, right now he's doing his job.
Respect, absolutely.
He's got to go deliver innings for this team. He's getting hit some tonight. Just got called back up, and he's out there giving his team innings. You know, there's a role to play for every man who puts on that uniform. Ryan Richardson served as the opener today. I'm sure he'd want some of those pitches back. And I have to think for those that are on the cusp that get those at times fringe chances. This is Lebrand's first in a couple of years. There's even a more significant emotional weight on those men when they go out there to compete. This is sent to deep center. Done. That's part of the reality of life in the big leagues. The opponent doesn't take a day off. You can't either. And while this Royals team dragged itself into this series with incredible struggles on the year, particularly of late, they're a big league opponent. They're trying to win every game too. Bobby Witt Jr. has been aboard 3 times. Hit by pitch, intentional walk, double, has scored twice. The lone time he was retired, he lined out to right. Foul tip. Even a check swing like that, 2 strikes, change up. Of Liebrand's offerings tonight, I thought his best came on his first strikeout for the changeup that dove down.
Yeah, he's got to live at the top and the bottom of the zone. His best pitches have been that changeup down today.
And he had a competitive heater up this AB. And Witt's a pretty good hitter because with 2 strikes, does enough to just protect, kind of chip that ball. A souvenir. Got his own mini bat, now a game-used ball. A little plinko on the ricochet off deeper end of the suites and broadcast booths. This will be the 8th pitch of the AB. Already 5 fouls this plate appearance by Witt. Bounce to third. Stewart, nice backhand, steps into it, speedy runner. Well, there aren't many highlights when the team's getting blown out, but there have been some nice defensive plays on the infield.
Yeah, Sal has showed some ability over at third base. Now remember, this is his primary position, so it's no real surprise to those of us who've had an opportunity to work with him to see him making the plays that he's made. But that one that he made going into foul territory, that was outstanding.
Pasquantino. RBI hit his last time, 2 knocks on the night. Two and one. .80 pitches now for Liebrand. Full count. And a walk. Brief word now from Jake Sweeney Kia.
Jake Sweeney Kia. Drive smart. Spend less.
Caglione, 2-run homer and a walk. He has scored twice. Check swing. Strike one. Two strikes again for Liebrandt. Guided into right. Bat just meets ball. Pasquantino through second. He has third standing. You don't see swings like that in the big leagues very often, let alone base hits off.
But it shows you how little you can do to make contact with the ball. I mean, that's a 2-strike approach. At least it should be for many big guys in this league. You don't see the adjustability in many guys when they swing the bat. It's like they have to swing it as hard as possible. But you can see right there, all you got to do is lay the bat on the ball.
One 1-0 on Collins. Broken bat single. He's 1 for 4. Couple of strikeouts. Fouled away. Swing and a miss. In the last 3 years, including this, there have been 3 Reds relievers that have thrown 80 or more pitches. Brandon Liebrandt tonight, Carson Spires in mid-April of last year, and Brandon Liebrandt in September of 2024. Foul tip, caught, strike 3. Giving his team innings tonight. This is Reds TV, presented by Benefits All In. The Ohio Lottery postgame concert series is back, featuring John Party, Marshmello, Rick Ross, and Ludacris. Plus, upgrade your tickets for an up-close view with a field pass. For tickets and more information, visit reds.com/concerts. While we were away, this chat between Brandon Liebrandt trying to sop up some innings for Terry Francona. He's gone 5 on 90 pitches. No action to the Reds pen right now. Impromptu call up with Chase Burns, sidelined tonight with illness. The hope that he'll start on Wednesday. Will Benson is going to get it going. He'll pinch hit for Blake Dunn, taking on the new man on the mound, Mason Black.
Mason Black 95 out of the pen.
First pitch, chip beyond short. Witt. He gets great reads, man. It's good play.
See him swivel his hips right there. Defensive back. Feet stay low to the ground.
JJ Bleday, The only Reds run in the first. Statcast 3D, Google Cloud.
There hasn't been much offense from the Reds today. J.J. Bleday continues in June what he did in May, and that was just destroy the baseball.
Well, he's facing a very home run prone pitcher. Black lifetime entering this outing, 48 innings, 10 home runs. 9 of those came when he was a Giant. Bleday has since walked and struck out. Runs in 2-1. Entering tonight, only 2 Reds had a hit off Black lifetime. The man who just pinch hit and popped out, Will Benson. And the only Red to ever homer off Black, Ellie De La Cruz. Full count. Looking. Our champion Windows pitch tracks.
Yeah. Black throws a lot of different pitches. This one right here is just a good 2-seam fastball. You can see it just breaks back over the inside part of the plate.
Came to the Royals through a November trade for Logan Martin. Takes on Sal Stewart, who's 0 for 3. First pitch sent opposite way, right field, base hit. Among the few positives tonight, add a base knock to Stewart's defensive plays, shades of what he showed in the first 3+ weeks of the season.
A lot of sweepers from Mason Black. Ball left up out over the plate. Nice job by Sal.
Well, Suarez stands in. He has walked. He's 0 for 2, popped a short and a strikeout. 0-1. Hard bouncer, skips past Lofton. Stewart up to second base. That was sizzled by Suarez, base hit.
Yeah, 1-2 off the bat. Didn't have much time to react at all. You just try to pick it clean. Ball's blistered.
Oh, 2 on for Lowe, who's 0 for 2. He did walk his last time. Way high. In the air, left field. Collins over. Leaning to the stands. Could not bring that one in. Two and one. Well, there is 0 action in the Reds' pen. And remember, the rule to allow you to use a position player pitching, you got to be down by 8. Reds trail by 7. So it looks like Liebrand will go back out there. He already has tossed his highest inning total in a big league game. Foul tip. Also has his highest pitch count in a big league game at any level, including the minors. He's only crossed 100 pitches 3 times. That came all the way back in 2017 at Double-A. That was in the Phillies organization. Lifted left side. Lofton, a longer run. Couple of 2-out runners stranded. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Reds, the official source for Cincinnati Reds gear. Now, Liebrand indeed out there. Misfires first pitch to Lane Thomas, who has a grand slam and a double. Reds do have Zach Maxwell up in their bullpen. Liebrand has already authored his longest outing in the majors in terms of innings and pitches. Yeah, he's allowed some runs, but the Reds need the innings.
And he deserves the chance to finish this game. So hopefully he gets through this half of an inning.
Broken bat. It's past McLean. 3-hit night for Thomas. Will Benson had hit for Blake Dunn, also took his spot in center. Michael Massey has homered and has a bunt hit. Down and away. Cracked to right. Off the wall. Good bare hand by Steer. Throw in. Handled by McLean. First to third goes Lane Thomas, but Spencer Steer holds Massey to a single. Played that as well as he could.
Yeah, this ball was hit so hard. It was a line drive. I thought Spencer was going to have a chance to catch it. Just kept traveling and played the carom perfectly.
It's now Lofton, who has singled, walked, and scored. Backdoor strike. He's been robbed on gems by both Arroyo and Stewart. That's sent straight away. Benson shaping up. Tag at third by Thomas. Benson makes the grab. Thomas darts home. Sac fly RBI. It's 9-1. So now it is an option for the Reds. You could put P.J. Higgins out there. Reds are now down 8. Maxwell is continuing to warm. Isbell stands in. He is 0 for 4, including a strikeout. Seven of the 9 Royals tonight have a hit. Bounce to second, Arroyo. Fluid flip, McLean relay in time, double play. Royals add another. Last gasp for the Reds. Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by your Greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Ram dealers. And by O'Connor, Achani, and Levy. Attorneys you know, attorneys you trust. Called up from AAA today, back in the bigs for the first time in a couple of years. Brandon Liebrandt gave his team 6 innings. He's the first Reds reliever to go 6 complete innings since Chris Mihalik. That was in August of 2006 in Philadelphia.
And all those handshakes down there in that dugout was all about respect.
Spencer Steer down the left field line. Foul ball.
You mentioned every man has a role to play on the team. You know good and well that Liebrandt was going to be asked to eat up some innings, and he did a fantastic job. Give that man his respect.
Now the Reds taking on a new man on the mound. Eli Morgan is the latest in the parade of 1-inning relievers. Avila in line for the win. Scoreless innings from Schreiber, Lang, Black, and now Morgan gets his inning. It's 0-2 on Steer, who has singled and walked. Bounced into a double play his last time. Fouled away. Bounces in the dirt. Spencer Steer went to Millikan High School in California, while Morgan attended Peninsula High School, Rolling Hills Estates. The two not all that far apart, only about a little more than 20 miles. Both went to college out west. Steer was a Duck at Oregon. Morgan walked on at Gonzaga. Fouled back by Steer. Well, barring a large run-scoring surge by the Reds down to their last 3 outs, they're looking at a rather dubious distinction. Blowout losses have been there in bunches for this year's unit. 2-2. Appeal, he did not go. Unless they slice this deficit heavily, the Reds are looking at their 16th loss this year by 5 or more runs. That would tie them with the Rockies for the most in the big leagues this year. Hung and stung, but foul. And if that shared status with the lowly Rockies, the only team with a worse run differential than the Royals entering today, doesn't ring enough, the Reds lost games by 5 or more 20 times all of last year, the entire season. It's June 1st. (3-2) swung through, strike 3. The last time a Reds team lost that many games by that many runs, 60 games into the year was 1949. Tyler Stevenson has struck out, reached on fielder's choice, and lined out. Oh, and 1. If you include the sweep the last time the Royals were here, the Reds are looking at losing all 4 matchups against the Royals in Cincinnati in those series. And the cumulative score right now is 37-4. 1 run for the Reds in each of those games. Two balls and 2 strikes. And yeah, a lot of circumstances added up in this one, right? I mean, first and foremost, the Reds are down their 2 best players tonight. That's a big deal. It's a team sport. They are not close. The Reds' 2 most productive players this season. 2-2. Swung through, strike 3. And yes, things happen in baseball in any one game. That's all independently true. But in the same way that, you know, the cliche goes, every game matters. Every game matters. A loss is a loss. There's no circumstantial losses. They're losses. Arroyo is 0 for 3 in his debut, 3 strikeouts. First big league base hit. Congratulations to Edwin Arroyo.
You will remember that one for the rest of your life. Change up in the zone. The first of hopefully many.
His sister Keisha on hand. Mom and Dad will be here tomorrow. And McLean down the left field line. Fair ball. Arroyo sprinting for third. Wave is on. His first major league run. He crosses standing. RBI double. Matt McLean. It's 9-2.
Nice to see Matt get on the board. Fastball right down the middle. Actually, it's a little down and in.
Well, McLean had been 1 for 28. Now he's in scoring position for Benson, who pinch hit, popped out last inning. Oh, Reds down to their last out. At least some positive feeling from the tail end of this game. Check swing. Did he go? Yes. Swung through 3-2. Leday on deck, Sal Stewart in the hole, and right next to Stewart is Helly De La Cruz. The two of them have been watching and talking throughout this AB. Right behind hitting coach Chris Valleca. Here's Valleca, Sal, and Ellie. Check swing. Benson earns a walk. So now 2 on for the smoking hot J.J. Bleday, who has homered and walked tonight. Thundered his 10th home run in that first inning. It's just over 110 at bats as a Red. Called a strike, ABS.
Pitch is called a strike. The batter's challenging.
Looked elevated, was it? Ooh, right at the top tier of the zone.
The strike is confirmed. Cincinnati is out of challenges.
I think that's okay. It's 9-2 in the ninth with 2 outs. Two. Swung through, strike 3. Well, the Royals rout the Reds 9-2. Reds have now dropped 4 of 5. Kansas City snaps a 6-game slide.
Oh, really nice job by Brandon Liebrandt, giving as much length as he did to try to save some of the arms in the bullpen. Congratulations to Edwin Arroyo, his first major league base hit and run scored. Got to win the next 2 in order to win this series.
Well, game 1 goes to Kansas City in convincing fashion. That'll put a bow on our game coverage. Post game is next. This has been Reds TV presented by Benefit.